Hey everyone, it's Michael and
Alex,
and from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au, bringing you Friday by the skin of our teeth.
by the skin. I just bolted through. I was panicking not to knock anything over because, you know, can't do a live stream without a coffee.
Ruben just said to me, should we just send it? Should we just do it?
Yeah.
And I went, yeah.
Oh.
And we go on it and then you hear the door slam. It's like,
Hurry up. Hello, everyone.
So, what's been happening?
It's been a little bit quieter this week in comparison to weeks and months gone by.
It has in some ways.
Yeah, and in other, it's been still doing that. I mentioned upon it a few last live stream and maybe the one before. It's been happening in waves, but every day, as in like it's dead quiet. It's flat out. It's like a roller coaster ride, but rather than weekly or fortnightly, it's on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And we've been seeing a bit more buybacks coming in, but as soon as they come in, it's just sold out. So it's not in the chunks that we're still hoping for.
Yeah. I often, it's not funny, but I often chuckle because you and or Sean will walk through to our other office, to do some office work. And about 3 seconds after they've walked in, I'll go, can one of you guys go down and help in the shop? We've just come from there. Yeah, can one of you go back?
Yep.
No, there's no one down there. We've just left. No, the waiting room's full. Can one of you guys at least go down there?
That's happened at least 3 times this week.
Yeah.
And one again, I'll grab something to eat because he was like just dead. And as I sat down, I'm like, what? I just sat down. There's no one there. And we looked up at the cameras. It's like 4 or 5 people. I'm like, oh.
I think we need to take a mental note of what spot price is at the start of this stream, just in case what happens last week happens again this week. Where
let me solve this problem easily.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm not.
Did you buy or sell in the last 24 hours?
No, I didn't.
Then we're safe. It's
I
all
will
good.
do so after 9 a.m. tomorrow when everything's locked in, and we'll see what happens. And isn't there a
So Monday is going to be the day.
No, it's not. Because aren't the markets locked?
Until Monday.
No, because aren't they closed this Monday coming in the States?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the world market's locked.
No, I thought there was something happening for it. Or was it next Monday? I'll have to look. I wasn't sure about that.
No, one country going on holiday is not enough to take out the gold market, even the US.
Yeah.
So
We'll see. We'll see. I am preparing to do either buy or sell tomorrow, but that won't happen until after 9 a.m.
Yeah, okay. So Pete, repeat. Alex is straining the lumps out of his 3-day-old coffee. Poignant point this week.
Oh.
What happened, Alex? Enlighten us.
It wasn't my fault because there was a putrid stench in the vicinity of my workstation, and Adam, in his smart
Infinite
Alex wisdom,
yeah.
He hid one of my old coffees, and we didn't find it for about 3-4 weeks. So, yeah,
So it
I
was
did not
fresh.
drink that one. I did not drink that one, but
I've never seen Alex gag at old food or coffee, but that one took him out.
yeah, well played, Ads. Well played.
Oh dear. There you go. It is Memorial Day in the US. I did wonder.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't think it's, as far as I'm aware, the market's still open.
Yeah, I'm expecting a bit of a ride this weekend for something possibly to happen overseas. So I will be buying. Make of that what you will. We'll see what the prices do.
Oh dear. Adsy, if you're listening, mate, we need to be short going into next week. All right.
There was a question about stock on the website, specifically gold, and either what's coming or when are we going to be topping it all back up?
Gold's
Particularly
been...
some of the minted bars lately.
Sorry, we've got some on the website?
No. It's been one that's been a hot topic and we haven't had up there for a little bit. We've got a couple of coins. Got the Cave Lions and the 1/10, some Maple Fractional. Looks like 1 ounces as well. So some of the larger sizes.
So we've got 1 ounce.
No. that we need to.
Yeah, look, Perth Mint 1 ounce cast bars and minted bars now, but particularly the cast bars have been a a sore point for us for many a month, and still are. We're still cleaning up from January with those January, February, March, because Perth Mint stopped producing. They stopped orders for a while. Sorry, I shouldn't say they stopped producing. That's not correct. They had such a backlog that they weren't taking orders, and they were struggling to fill. We were still taking pre-orders, telling people that, you know, we'd get to them when we got to them. And of course, now they've started coming through. So we're obviously filling those back orders. But because we're filling those back orders, we've got no new stock to hand in to either the shop or put on the web. So the 1 ounce Perth Mint, both cast and now minted, it's there's not a day goes by where the staff don't find me sitting in the corner of my office rocking back and forth in the fetal position over them. So they are a pain. Exclude those from this current discussion. The gold has been going off lately, and we cannot keep up with sales far more. Like normally people on this, you know, live stream quite often, and in the corridor or in the store, people say, "Oh, what are people buying? Are they buying gold or silver or platinum at the moment?" And usually I go, "Well, you know, it's both." But obviously in weight value, it's usually more silver than gold, but in dollar value, it's usually more gold than silver. I would say in the last week-ish, it has been more gold. And I would even I'm probably lying slightly, but I would go, it's almost on a weight factor as well.
Yeah, I would say that.
And I think my argument would hold firmer if we could get enough gold in, because quite often we are, not intentionally, but we're turning people away because we physically don't have it. And we're saying, look, really sorry, you know, we just don't have that at the moment. We're expecting a delivery in the next, you know, day, week, fill in the gap, which depending on what we're talking about here. But we just don't have it. So we're entering, my fear is we're beginning to enter this feedback loop again of, you know, we're going to have so many pre-orders in the system that any stock coming in is going to go straight to pre-orders. So we're never going to have some back on the web. So we're trying to make sure that we don't end up in that situation again. But it is still a concern for me.
One of those ways you can help is to offload some of your pre-loved gold at full spot price.
Liquidate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would actually, in some ways, that would actually be useful. And then you watch what happens on Monday morning. We get, you know, 400 kilos of silver, have gold walk through the door, and all of a sudden I'm going, hang on a sec, hang on. Now I've got cash flow issues.
This is not buyback advice, all right?
This is the thing with this industry. You're either worried about stock, you're worried about deliveries, or you're worried about cash flow, and there's never a happy medium anywhere in the middle there. So, or you're worried about sales. That's the other one.
Yeah.
Speaking of Perth Mint 1 ounce casties, Ozguy asks if they've ever done a 1 ounce silver cast bar.
Yes, but not recently.
That's
in
a
recent
long time
times
ago.
Was the bit I left out. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, like we're talking like the vintage bars.
Yeah.
And I highly encourage anyone, if you want to offload some vintage silver, please,
right.
I'm your man, right? No thanks to Michael who got me into the vintage silver bug addiction, but no, we haven't seen anything. I'd say since what?
Can we convince them
90s?
to make one? Is going to be the follow-up.
Not currently.
Might.
The Royal.
No, I would actually say we can't because they're still under the pump with their production. So I would be surprised if they'd agreed to take anything else on. And I think their very reasonable answer would be, why? You've got the kangaroo. Why would you go for a cast bar?
Because in 30 years it'll be vintage, Michael.
Also, will the kangaroo.
Yeah, not as cool as a vintage cast. No, but the beauty, I think the beauty and the appeal of those vintage bars, because they weren't perfect.
Yeah,
back in the day. So
I think it's an era.
Yeah,
and I think that era's
we'll
gone.
repeat that. We'll see anything.
No.
You'll get your collector pieces and things like that. I think 2015 will always, be great in kangaroos because that's the first year.
Yeah, but I don't think.
Kangaroo,
I think it's going to be a long time
Silver
before
kangaroo.
anyone thinks the current Perth Mint kilo silver bar is a collector's item.
Yeah.
A very long time.
Well, we're just getting into the point where the left-facing swan on the kilo, like it's a cool factor on the 1 kilo Perth Mint silver bar, but the old one's still like the first right facing. So it's going to take a while.
Yeah, that's right. Very much so. What else we got up there, Rubes?
It does feel like people are looking at the market, particularly gold, kind of two different ways at the moment. We got someone there saying current gold price really feels like the bottom, not financial advice, and someone else saying people that read the market are stating that gold could drop by 30%. Do you agree, Michael? And so even within the chat here, we've got people that are going, hey, this feels like the bottom. I think it's going to be bouncing back up from here. And then other people going, hey, it's got even more to pull back. And I realize that obviously you're always going to have people on both sides of the argument, but I think particularly seeing through the store this week, and potentially it explains some of the quiet periods to very busy, at other times, is people are very split on what's happening, as opposed to the last few months where it felt like it was just going up and up and up and up, and people were kind of very focused all doing the one thing.
Yeah, look, I'm going to use AUD pricing because, believe it or not, I actually haven't looked at the USD pricing today, so I don't want to be too rusty. But let's just assume for a moment that gold is worth, actually, let's keep it easy. Let's say it's currently worth $6,000 Australian an ounce. What are you going to have to go either right or wrong to drive the price down $1,800? Because that's effectively what you're saying with a 30% drop. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a fairly... Like, everyone feels pretty beaten up and punished over the current drop that's gone through, and we've really only dropped $1,000. So you're not only talking about dropping $1,000, but you're talking about dropping a further 2 times as much. So a further $1,800. I don't see... Either the world's gone so far to hell in a handbasket that we are now worried about, swapping my bag of carrots for your bag of potatoes, and gold's no use to me because
you're not getting my potatoes, Mike.
But gold's no use to me because I can't eat it. Like, we've gone that far down the zombie apocalypse that it's not worth anything, which I don't believe we're going to in the near term. Or alternatively, the world has got such a sunny outlook that we don't have any need for gold, because we perfectly trust governments, and we perfectly trust that they're not going to print more money, and we perfectly trust everything that's going to happen for the foreseeable future.
I need my canned laughter button.
That's right. And I just don't think we're going to see either of those options, which are the two variables that are going to drop that much. Now, look, I need to preface this with, I could be completely wrong. It is absolutely not the first time, or wouldn't be the first time I've been completely wrong. Just ask my wife. She'll tell you very vehemently how frequently I'm wrong. But at the end of the day, if I was right all the time, we would be doing this live stream off the back of my yacht, which we're not. So
we should do that next week.
Yeah, that's right. I don't see it. The reading of the tea leaves that I've got is far more conservative than that. I don't believe we're going to race back up to where we were, even 6 months ago, 4 to 6 months ago. But I also don't think we've got a heck of a lot more to drop. And if it does drop, I think it's going to be this painful grind down that we're going to do. I think we're entering the next phase. I think the Americans need to get out of the Middle East while saving face as quickly as they can. They've got the midterms coming up. I think the electioneering for that starts up in June, July. So, Trump, bless his cotton socks, really doesn't have a huge amount of maneuver room here. He either goes into the midterms with an extremely unpopular position. We're going to have to put troops into the Middle East. We're going to have to more troops in the Middle East. We're going to have to start bombing, all those types of things, which is not going to be popular because it's going to drive the price of oil up, obviously. Or he manages to find some way to get out of there while saving face, at least in the American market. The rest of the world can, think he's made a loss, like he's pulled out and lost. But so long as the American constituent believes that they've done the best they can and will still support him. So I think we're coming to the end of that side of it to a large degree. I think now it becomes a look at how much economies are going to suffer. And while we were already leading into that prior to the Middle East kerfuffle, we're already seeing inflation increase in Australia, and the our Reserve Bank increasing interest rates, there was rumours going on around the world that various countries were starting to see fairly strong inflation numbers, and they were going to have to start looking at rates even down to the US. There was a conversation, although no one was believing it, there was conversations at that point that the Americans would start at least freezing their interest rate or possibly putting it up, because they were still factoring in at least another 2 interest rate cuts because of the way Trump was jumping up and down. That's all gone out the window now, particularly with this Middle Eastern thing. We are now all, it's not a case of if things are going up, it's a case of how much are they going up. So I think that's where we're going to move to as a world economy now, is how much damage has been done and how quickly can we get this back under control by minimising our damage. The UK's cactus. Australia is heading down a similar path. As I said, the Americans are going to an election and their economy is not overly strong. Certainly stronger than ours is, though. Europe is always a basket case, and I think always will be, because there's too many competing interests. But they are also looking at, inflation's going up. How do we increase interest rates without, upsetting particularly the French farmers? They hold an incredible amount of power, political power over there. So if you believe in inflation and you believe that gold is a hedge against inflation, which it has been traditionally, and absolutely not. It's not a one-for-one. Inflation goes up, therefore gold goes up. It's not directly contributable, but you'll find, as we have for the last 5,000 years, in my opinion, when you look back, you go, okay, there's the uptick in inflation, there's the uptick in the gold price. And one tends to support the other. It doesn't take too long for people to realise that their $100 that they had yesterday is not buying as much as it was. The $100 they had yesterday doesn't buy as much as it does today, before people start looking more, become more focused on hard assets rather than believing in currencies. So I tend to think we're somewhere near the bottom. We're at a changeover, a schism, for want of a better term. It could absolutely go down further. $1,800 or 30%, I struggle to believe, but as I said right at the start, I've been proven wrong before. I personally believe we're somewhere near the bottom and we are likely to track up. My bigger concern is what happens to currencies now, because while as a company I buy in US dollars, as a personal investor with my own stack, I buy in Australian dollars. And so that's where I'm starting to become a bit more concerned.
I love your optimistic outlook, Michael. Being Eastern European and from the Balkans, I see it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. I don't think we're going to see them pulling out of the Middle East. I think it's going to get worse, and Trump can always get his third term, suspend the elections like Zelensky's done already in Ukraine since way too long already. Not a legitimate president, as many there would argue as well. So there's a lot that can go wrong, and I think will. And I am a chronic optimist, but this is just what I see. So at the moment, I'm loving the prices of bullion because I think they're on sale. So this is why I'll be buying more tomorrow, because I expect things to get worse. And I don't know how long it's gonna be in this sort of almost no man's land, like this calm before the storm. Because Trump's already visited China, didn't look that great of a visit. Within a week, Putin visited China, looked like a much warmer visit. Yeah. There were a lot of tests going on with all types of weaponry, ICBMs. So I think it's more than just saber rattling, and I think once it really kicks off, I think that's when we're going to see the prices go up. As for currencies, that's another story. But this is why I'm sort of putting some more layers on my loot pile.
And I don't think you're wrong. I think it's, we're all projecting into the myths of time with our own filters on. I wouldn't be shocked either. I actually think the Americans or Trump will back down. He won't be saying it's a back down, but I think he'll have to back out in some form of the Middle East. You think they're going to stay there? I think we're going to end up with the same result either way. I don't think it's going to be a clean exit. I think we're still going to see the straits. The strait is blocked in some form, whether that be, Trump quote unquote caves. He won't pitch it that way, but caves and says in some form you guys can charge for every ship that departs the strait, or whether the attacks still continue, whether they be physical attacks or whether it just be us living in no man's land where they like no one is going to open the strait, and neither the Americans are going to force it nor the Iranians going to back down. So I think we can both be right and both be wrong and still end up in the same scenario. Mm-hmm. I think it's.
And Chris Young, you can't expect Zelensky to have elections during a war. Neither can you then expect Trump to have elections during a war. Now, I know it's different because it's not in the country itself, but I mean, I cannot for the life of me see him give up if he can hold on. I don't think it's in his character. And yeah, all I know is it's going to get a lot more interest. As the, what's mentioned previously, the Chinese curse, may you live in interesting times, and boy are we living in interesting times, and it's getting interesting by the month.
We absolutely do.
Keith mentions an opinion article that the Fin Review had talking about that Chalmers should sell Australia's gold stockpile, 80 tonnes for 18 billion. Any thoughts? And I'm just quickly looking through the article there. The last time someone tried to sell Australia's gold stockpiles was in 97. Peter Costello.
I was going to say it was young Costello.
$450 an ounce. And yeah, got shot down like a lead balloon. But yeah, interesting to see that.
My question would be why? Okay, so we sell the 80 tonne, we get $18 billion. It's not even going to scratch the itch of the amount of debt we carry. It's pretty sad when $18 billion is a drop in the bucket. It's literally a drop in the bucket.
I think don't politicians spend more than that on a business trip away?
The Victorian government did that quite well, or our illustrious Premier did that by keeping the unions happy. Let's put it politely, with our big build projects. We've magically lost $15 billion, and absolutely no repercussions except for a little bit of negative press for a week. Whereas, and it still cracks me up, the New South Wales Premier lost his job over a bottle of Grange. So I think 80 tonnes, is a something nothing. Who cares if they sell it at the end of the day? A, we have a whole stack here still in the ground, but B, it's only $18 billion worth. It's really not worth keeping.
They could sell some of it to us. We might have some more stock up on the website.
Yeah, well, there is a point to that. So, yes, Treasurer Muppet, if you're listening, please.
Maybe we'll get Silver to type out an email.
That's right. It's. I know this sounds really odd as a gold bug, but I don't care. I don't think it matters. I don't think it's important enough anymore. I think it was when Costello unloaded a whole bucket load of our gold, but I think now it's like, we're not just doing it like shutting the gate after the horse has bolted. It's like, there's only the horse dung left anyway. So what are we doing here?
Specials. Someone said lighten up and specials.
I was going to say, this has been a real downer of a start, hasn't it?
I was going to say, I don't know what special we were about to launch in with, Alex.
No.
The next downer is the fact we don't have one.
We were talking about possibly having something, but we didn't have time in the end because again, it was during those waves, and just before, it was along the wave up in the shops, so we didn't get a chance to do something beforehand.
Should we do this is what I shouldn't do because A, Adsy's not here, and B, I haven't even thought this through. I wonder if we should do...
Sylvia, listen, this is all Michael.
We knew nothing.
All right, I'll shut up.
Yeah.
No, keep going, Michael.
No, I'm not sure we've got enough stock. What I was going to suggest was a half-price buyback sale, but I don't think we've got enough buyback silver kilos to do it.
Stay tuned. Maybe next week.
Look.
Because we do have a number of buyback kilos at the moment.
Yes, we do. And do you remember what happened a few months ago?
Yeah, all right. A bad idea.
When we had it was 44, and you sold 10, And you're like, where's the bars? I'm like, what bar? There's one bar there. Goes, they were like 40 something. Yeah, there were 44. I just sold 43 in one hit.
Mongrel. So I'm scratching around.
You do not do a sale until you have everything put aside. So
all right. Okay.
let's save it for next time.
No. We're not going to do it. We won't have enough. It's just there was a few there before, and I thought, we could possibly do something with those, but it was a really dumb idea. We're not going to do it.
Aaron was asking if the aliens have landed yet.
No, they're still in flight, but we have had confirmation that they are in flight.
That's important. And Knackers is asking if there's any more of the 10-ounce Robin Hoods.
I believe not.
Yeah, I think we got cleaned out on them. They were cool. Good to see those through.
Good price as well.
Yeah. Well, that's it. We did those as buybacks. Always good to grab a new coin at buyback prices. Any new Star Wars in the works? I'm assuming they're talking Bullion products, although I think, was it yesterday that the Mandalorian and Grogu was coming out?
Oh, you released?
I think so. I think it was the 21st.
But in the cinema. I think once, actually, when my cousin came over to visit. I haven't been to the cinema since pre-COVID, other than that one trip.
Wow.
Which was
I haven't
about
been in
18 months
ages,
ago.
and then I went a few weeks ago, a month ago now, watched Project Hail Mary. Highly recommend. It was
I don't even know what that
movie.
is.
I won't spoil it.
Does anyone... You want to run a
poll?
Run a poll. Does anyone actually go to the cinema anymore? I'd be really... Here we go. I might buy Village Roadshow shares after this, or I might sell them. How do we get onto cinemas? This is a Bullion channel.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I said, is there any more Star Wars in the
There is
works?
always some Star Wars in the works, but I'm not... I actually can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm sure there is some
And
somewhere.
if they're coming out of the Royal Mint, it will be bars, from my understanding from
might be.
last week.
Might be. We don't talk about that, particularly not publicly. It looks like it's 50-50.
It's just starting.
I won't vote in this one because, like I said, I used to go a lot. Well, I'll say no because I don't really go.
I'm surprised it's 50-50. I really am. I fully expected it to be...
I think... Yeah, there's a few things that contribute to that, but I think, as TVs and things have gotten better, it's like, well...
Streaming services.
That's it. The difference between this giant thing at the cinema versus the giant TV someone has at home isn't really that different anymore.
Yeah, and if someone's annoying you while you're watching, you can smack them at home.
Because they're normally a family member, that's it.
No, we do not endorse that. But even my sons, like, I've still got 2 teenage sons at home. And even they don't go to the movies. I'm sure they've gone occasionally, probably more than I have. But even them, they'd go, "Oh no, we'll get our mates around and we'll watch a movie here." It's pretty rare that I know of people going to the movies these days. And even I'm just thinking. I mean, I live in a rural area. We only have the one cinema. It's got 2 screens, I think. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like. Even there, it used to be that on a Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, you couldn't get a car park anywhere near it. And nowadays, it's all pretty cash. Like, there'd be a few cars there, but it's certainly not packed like it used to be. So, yeah, 60-40. Even that, I'm surprised at that. I was expecting more around the 75-25.
Basic for an adult, a basic night out, for just a ticket and some popcorn and a watered down Coke, would be at least a quarter of an ounce of silver. I'd rather have a quarter
of an ounce. It'd be more than that.
No, you wouldn't. No, 20. What is it? 20, 30. No, it'd be about a quarter. Oh no! If you had drink in that, you're heading towards
so you're
half
gonna
an
get
ounce. Half an ounce. If you're shouting, that's an ounce of silver. You know what? I'd rather have an ounce of silver and watch something.
Mate, I feed teenagers. I don't get away with $40 a head if I take them to McDonald's.
Wow. Yeah. How do we get onto this? All right, Star Wars, yeah. No
there's
doubt
nothing that I can think of off the top of my head on the Star Wars.
You know what? Why you tackle something else? I'm going to look at something. I'm going to look at Agora.
Keeping it back to Bullion, what is the current delay between confirming receipt and when we ship? Is it days, weeks for in-stock products?
I was going to say, so long as you're not ordering a Perth Mint 1 ounce cast bar, then it should be. You place the order. You make. Actually, I want to have a whinge about payments in a minute. Ruben's rolling his eyes.
I smiled. I know what's coming.
You place the order, you make payment. We usually clear the payment, or the banks clear the payment the following day. It gets marked as paid on that day. It's usually picked that day or the following day after that and gets shipped out. So usually it should be out within that 3-day mark on a normal scenario. 3 days. I desperately want to work with the pick team to actually try and bring that right back. And we think, I won't announce that yet. So we're trying to bring it back, but it kind of that 3 to 4 days, it certainly should be out under normal circumstances with normal products. If you go near a Perth Mint 1 ounce bar, I'm really sorry. And I think I'll leave it there on that part of it. So I've had this.
Let's get the box out.
Yeah, that's right. I'm getting up on my soapbox. I've really struggled with this week. It's been a tough week. And one of the reasons I've struggled with it is we've been in business since 2018 and our policy hasn't changed. We're coming up to our we kick over 8 years in about October 1st, give or take a couple of days. In all those 8 years, we have always had a payment policy of, you place your order and you've got 48 hours for us to receive payment. It's not for you to make payment. We've got to receive it. And that gives the banks time to get themselves organised and get the cash across. And it's always been that way. And if we don't get the payment in time, then there's a market loss policy. We reserve the right to institute a market loss policy. Now, magically over the last week, we have had... I couldn't tell you how many. Like, we're talking dozens of people that have placed orders accidentally over the previous couple of weeks. They've accidentally placed not one order. A lot of these people have placed multiple orders over the last few weeks, not even on the same day sometimes. Sometimes they've done it over 3 or 4 days. We've had one customer that, has placed well in excess of single digits over a couple of days, and then said, "Oh no, I didn't mean to place those orders." I can't bend my brain around how. Well, two things here. How dumb do you think we are when you're the 15th person today to phone us and say, "Oops, I accidentally placed a dozen orders," and then. I still don't understand how you can actually accidentally place an order on our website, because not only do you have to select the product and put the number in that you want and then change a couple of pages, before you can check out, you actually have to tick a box, and it doesn't get ticked by yourself. You actually have to tick a box that says, I can't remember the exact wording, but I understand that this is a legally binding contract, blah, 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 blah. Okay. How can you do that accidentally? I don't understand.
I think the answer, Michael, is that maybe they're not accidents. maybe the market didn't go the way they were anticipating, Michael. Purely hypothetically.
Is it possible that the price has dropped?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, when you're the 10th, 15th person that day to say, "Oops," you kind of start going, maybe it's not us. Maybe it's them.
Tanya, I think, quoting Kung Fu Panda there with "there are no accidents." To defend everyone in chat, a lot of the people watching this will absolutely be the model customers that don't do things like this. So we are probably preaching to the converted a little bit. But it absolutely does happen. And it's happened quite a bit lately.
I don't get it. And people wonder why I walk around the office, kicking the door and getting frustrated.
That's why we don't have a cat. That'd be nice, an office cat.
No, it wouldn't. Not when I get in moods like that. This way, it's
get
just
a couple of kilos of silver dropped on it accidentally.
It's just been one after the other. If it hasn't been Sylvia on the phone to me going, "Guess what?" It's been an email, or it's been someone, and you just think,
Zasminator says it's the wife finding out. This is the real answer.
Seriously, if you are that dumb that you cannot operate a website without making, like our website, without making that level of error? How on earth have you earned enough money or saved enough money to buy a product off our website? You have to be that dumb.
What's the thing with the...
I think you were going the other way. If you're that dumb not to be able to sneak in something so the missus doesn't see, I'm like, geez, I've always had a Black Ops account, you know?
Oh man. So if I didn't smile at you when you were in the store this week, or if I ignored you as I walked past, it wasn't you. That was absolutely me trying to work through this problem. And I apologise up front.
There's a few people just saying to ban them or, just
Which is
blacklist
great,
them or whatever.
We're still facing you add that up. Seriously, if each one loses $50, and trust me, some of them are a lot more than that. Each one loses $50 for us because we hedge instantly that an order is placed. We start looking at hedging it. If each one loses $50, there are 10 people that do it a day, and each one of those, well, let's assume they have one order. I can tell you some of them had many. The average would not be one order per person. The average would be probably 3 or 4 per person. Seriously, I've never seen anything like this before. And even if you do that over 5 days, that's $2,500, a minimum $2,500, assuming we're losing $50 an invoice with 10 invoices a day.
Which typically the changes are quite sweeping, which is why these accidents are happening in the first place, is because there is a significant drop, much more than 50.
Yeah. So, how many businesses do you know that can lose $2,500 on invoices a week and still stay in business? It just... I've got to say, also... Cat Littlest, is that how you pronounce that one? Name and Shave. I was really close last night. I'd actually printed off a list, and I'm thinking,
what are the legal repercussions?
I am so close to just jumping on live stream and reading out these names. But fortunately, sanity prevailed.
Yeah, repeat offenders should be banned by being.
But we ban them, but we still go broke doing it. It's just, that's a part of it.
It's easy in the shop when someone does it. And then I also remember, and then if you do that, and then you're asking for some cool buybacks, don't waste your breath. I'm telling you now, especially for someone that has a memory like an elephant when it comes to people that screw you over. It's like this, you just don't do it. And I put myself in the position, when I was I've been a customer, most would know, 3.5 years before I started working here. And I have had some issues where I didn't have the funds to pay what I just ordered. So I sold some things back, got the funds, and then made good on my order. But that's someone's character as well. So
absolutely.
If you keep doing that, to me, it already tells me everything I need to know about your character.
Well, if you'd done it once, you wouldn't be working here. I can tell you that.
Well, there you go. And see, so it does. You're your own ambassador. So it's whatever you do will come back to reflect upon you.
Absolutely. Yeah, you only
think about that.
Yeah. Oh, look, I couldn't agree more. Look, at least we haven't. At least this one was funny. Not this time around, but when this kind of started happening once before, we had one person who accidentally placed, I think it was 3 orders. Accidentally placed 3 orders. And contacted us and said, "Look, I did this. I placed these orders in my sleep." And you kind of go, huh? So we explained it all to them. Yeah, okay, you're going to cancel. Yeah, you're going to cop a market loss policy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we kind of worked through all of that. The next day, spot price went up. The following day, they phoned us and said, no. I placed those cancellations. I must have done it in my sleep. I fully intended on having those, on fulfilling those orders. No, I never can. No. I must have done that in my sleep. It's like, really?
That's on another level. That's on. I mean,
I don't know. Anyway, we've done enough of this. Let's move on.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a couple of people asking about Unallocated and online. Do you ever get an invoice for the Unallocated and the order shows as complete on the website? I'm waiting for both now for more than a week. So this is in the back end of their account. It still shows as processing for an unallocated order. And do they get an invoice for that?
As in a receipt for
As
payment?
yeah,
they should.
Well, either that or the tax invoice itself. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah, well, they should get the tax invoice immediately.
Yeah.
But the paid invoice
the paid
should
one.
arrive once we mark it as paid. That should have already happened. It concerns me slightly. I don't want to get inundated with invoice numbers, but it concerns me slightly because I thought we'd fixed all problems with unallocated's processing still in the background. And I have a meeting with our contractors straight after live stream today. So if you would like to, excuse me, I've got the hiccups here. If you would like to put up your invoice number, I will endeavour to chase it before I go into this meeting, and I will go, what the heck, and see if we can find out what's going on, because as far as I was aware, we'd fixed this problem.
Primal Metal. If I order gold and silver on my BN account, can my partner do the money transfer from her account, or does the BN account and money transfer have to be the same name?
They do not have to be the same name.
Yeah, I was going to say we see that.
Hopefully,
sometimes.
Campbell's not listening to this. But as far as I'm aware, no, it doesn't have to be the same name.
I called this stream Coin Innovation, and I wanted to take a look at a few different mints around the world that have either ones that I've seen recently doing some crazy things, or just some really cool products. One of the ones that came up was a coin from CIT. They do a lot of the numismatic coins, and some really stunning examples. And I'll quickly play the video while we talk over it. This one was last year, but it's called Junescape. It's a 3-ounce silver gilded coin, and you've just got this awesome terrain. But the really cool bit is you've got these little sticking out bits of metal there that create the shadows of some camels tracking through the desert. And it's just in a league of its own. Very much just numismatic, not stacking kind of a thing. But I thought that was an absolutely brilliant coin that popped up. I think the reason it flashed across my screen was because they'd just won an award for it or something like that, even though it was last year.
I know that's not your B-roll, but
yeah, that one's not.
Yeah, I love your B-roll, but in that example, I wanted you to stop moving.
Yeah, sorry.
So I could have a proper look at it.
I contemplated bringing out just the photos, but I saw the video there. I'm like, I'll throw that up.
For a second, I thought that was June, the movie. Coin. I thought,
yes.
wow, that's...
Keith said, where's the sandworm?
Now I'm going to have to go back and get the 1 gram gold and and I'm like, oh, it's not. All right, cool.
Yeah.
But it's very cool coin. Very cool coin.
Black Hole has sent through an invoice number there, Michael.
Beautiful.
There's 2 different ones actually. So,
crap! Could you cut and paste them to me?
I will take some notes of those.
Yeah,
I'll do that now. I'll send it to him now, Rubes.
No.
Yeah, even if you just telegram it through, I can pick it up.
One of the other ones that was released by the Royal Mint this week is some Lord of the Rings coins. We got the ring there, which kind of throws a bit of a weird perspective.
I like that.
It's a bit trippy.
Wow.
With also the Eye of Sauron. However,
I like the background.
Yeah. However, it has a bit of a party trick to it. So I'll throw up their video of it. If you shine a torch on it, you get the reflection of...
Oh, now that's cool.
the Eye of Sauron reflecting off it.
I take it back, Royal Mint. I like it.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact you've got it on a 50p, I suppose it is, a 50p coin.
Yeah.
The weird shaped coin in the background. Not a big fan of that, but that is cool.
You know, I wasn't. It's growing on me.
Like a fine mould, mate.
Yeah. Like my old coffees.
That's right.
So no, that one was pretty cool. No, we won't be getting this. This is more genuinely just a show and tell than it is. This is something we're getting. So apologies in advance for that. I would love to be able to say for some of these, oh yeah, we've got a line on them, but nah, some of these aren't really in our wheelhouse. The other thing I randomly came across is what Germania are randomly up to just on a random day. I think in April they did this.
How many randoms can you fit in a sentence, mate?
Yeah, I can fit a few more if you want.
The detail is extremely detailed.
Yeah, I was going to say, look who's talking.
That's right.
They took one of their copper coins and put it on a weather balloon and just shot it
What?
up into the stratosphere.
Why?
That literally on their Instagram post it said, "Why? Because we could," and I just thought, there we go. There's the copper coin floating above the earth.
Wow. Okay. Oh wait! I've got this, Michael. This is a sign that copper is going to the moon.
Going to the moon. Not all the way
But
to
it
the
didn't
moon.
make it.
Well,
Yeah, just 30.
Stratospheric?
no,
Yes.
no. It had a correction, Michael. It had a slight correction.
So I don't know.
I don't think we'd even be allowed to do that in Australia because we're not allowed to release helium balloons and that anymore, are we?
What are they going to do? Catch it?
I don't know.
We need a BN bag from space. Come on, let's do it.
Well,
yeah. Duncan
that's
Rose said it, yeah.
Duncan Rose is in on it. Come back to me when it's a gold coin.
Well, I did wonder that if it was like, oh, we're not sure if we're going to be able to get it back, if it's going to land exactly
There's
where
no way
we.
they're going to get that back.
Yeah, so well, maybe we just make it a copper. But I don't know. I just it's a bit of a crazy thing, and I thought, good on you for giving it a go.
Let us know if that coin turns up in your backyard when the balloon pops.
I think one of the comments on the video was, "Oh, is that what just landed on my head?" Or something like that. But yeah, I thought that was cool.
That was super cool.
We also, I don't want to make it entirely Germania themed, but we had a customer drop off a couple of coins to us a number of weeks ago now that are sitting over by you, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Just there, if you wanted to give those a highlight. These were interesting ones. We didn't get them originally when they came through, but they are ones that have.
Sorry. Be very careful, Michael.
I was going to say,
Very careful. Hang on, I'm moving my coffee
we get
away.
well. You don't even have to open them because I've got some video done. Here's one we
Why do I have
prepared
to be
earlier.
careful?
Because the last time we displayed a coin from this customer,
No.
we had to replace it.
Yeah, but I've got a UFO coin now. Really good of him to bring these in to sell back at spot, wasn't it?
That's it.
Dibs.
Yeah, I'll quickly show a clip on those. Yeah, I enjoyed having a bit of a play around shoot with those ones. They're very cool to see through. So we've thank you very much to the customer who dropped those off. I haven't had permission to say who it is, so I'm not deliberately avoiding mentioning it. But
I love the fact you can still use it as €10 in shops.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing is the number of the coin on the rim.
yes,
That numbering, I'm big fan because that's effort.
I just like the fact that Ruben got his coffee mug stains off them.
Don't even go there, Michael. Don't even go there.
No, we didn't. Don't panic.
It's just funny how some just take off and you don't like.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd know, but I would know like which coins to pick
No,
as the
look-
next. Out of a numismatic, it's kind of like picking lotto numbers, isn't it?
Oh, look, there is.
I mean, okay, the 2-ounce Thor's hammer. That's just. I don't care if it went anywhere. Like I'd still want it.
Some of them are dead givens.
Yeah.
The Thor's hammer, the unpronounceable tree. Those types of things where you could pick those ones a mile away, but these ones they kind of slide under the radar, and before you know it, you've got something on your hands you didn't think you had.
You're a multi-billionaire.
That's the one.
I'm done for today.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
Kalita says, "Got a jet later, Gators. Have a good one. Thanks for swinging by."
Yeah.
See ya.
There was also a 2-ounce coin over there, Alex, that you were going to highlight.
I bought this one back yesterday.
This is why we've got no buybacks, because he's sitting on all of them.
Listen, I have to check my Powerball numbers. This may be available, maybe not. Okay. I actually don't recall ever seeing one of these come through. Like, I know I've shown you, you say, oh, they're cool. I haven't seen them in a while. And Rube said that as well. But this is a 2 ounce gold.
You mean you didn't get
kangaroo?
photos of it, Rubes?
I did. I'm going to transition.
The OG nugget kangaroo. And I just think it's super cool. It's in the vintage Perth Mint hard square plastic case.
Love those square capsule cases.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of the 1 ounces in silver, platinum,
Hey.
and gold, but I haven't seen a 2 ounce before. So
Okay.
I think, I don't know. I just thought I was going to surprise and go, hey, look at this, and you go, whoa, and you're like, oh yeah, that's cool. I haven't seen those in ages.
Where's your
you have
sense of
seen
whimsy,
them.
Michael?
It's only a little less rare than the 3 ounce one.
Oh, are you serious? No, there's no 3 ounce one, Michael. You're just having me on. Yeah,
If I could have kept a straight face.
This may or may not be available depending on if I won the lottery or not.
That's right. I'll guarantee you it's available. But yeah, they are great. And I think it was Ruben that said it looks like, the kilo coin that's got caught in the rain.
Yeah.
And shrunk.
That was in a jeans back pocket when you put it in the wash.
Yeah.
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I know quite a few people collect the 1 ounce, and especially the kookaburras. In these, that's always a favourite in the hard square caps. And rarely I've seen 2 ounce cooks in the caps, but
even rarer is this one I'm not having you on is when they're still linked together because they actually came in sheets.
Right. Yeah. We had to take that down in a museum cab in the old shop. It was Oscars.
Yeah.
And everyone just, no, I want to buy that. No, they're not available. No, I want to buy that. It's like, I'll have to get them off.
Yeah, get them out of there.
No, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. And this one's actually in remarkable. I didn't have a long look at it, but I think it's in very good condition, this one, because it's not even got...
I think there was one
little copper spot
right.
in the corner. Well, hang on. As in copper coloured spot, not copper spot. Okay,
Yes.
It's still pure. Don't start jumping at me.
Yeah.
But
be careful because all these copper collectors will start bidding on it.
That's right. We'll get twice as much for it because it's got that copper on it. No, it's not actually copper. What it usually is, and I'm pretty sure this is exactly the same thing. It's actually a microscopic flake of the dye will have transferred onto the coin and caused that. So, yeah. There you go. A beautiful coin to be had.
We've got Richard there. Hello, I'm still waiting for my Robin Hood 10 ounce silver coins. Any idea on delivery times?
Yeah, I would suggest they have been packed today because some numpty hadn't realised that they hadn't been available to the shipping team, that they'd been put in the receivals area and not in the actually you can pack this now area. So I fixed that yesterday. So they'll either, I'm guessing it's been done today, but we don't tend to ship on Fridays because we don't like things sitting in courier depots over the weekend. So there's every chance it'll go out first thing Monday morning.
We've got the question from the Fox. Has there ever been a time where spot prices drop below the face value of a coin? I know for a little bit the Queen's Beast 1 kilos were. The face value was actually higher than.
What's the face value on those?
£500.
Yeah. Can you remember when gold used to? Silver used to be less than £500 a kilo.
Hilariously, at the same time, our kilo coins, and still do, was the $30 face value. So 1,000 Australian dollars versus 30 Australian dollars. And I remember you telling me stories, Michael, about being a kid and trading back some of the $10 coins.
I wasn't when I was a kid. I was an adult at that point.
There you go.
Yeah, we used to buy them. We used to buy the $10 coins at auction, and we used to pay $5, $6, $7 for them, and then walk them down to the bank and get the face value off them.
That's great.
$5 coins we've done it with, although they're not precious metal ones. And I can remember doing it with $200 coins.
Yeah, okay.
Where their face value was greater than their gold price value. So, yes, absolutely. Before anyone has a dig at me, I'm showing my age. But yeah, I remember when times were tough and gold was less than the face value of a $200 coin.
But I don't think it's something that has happened separate to the Queen's Beast kind of being an outlier. It's certainly not something that's happened recently. The disparity between the two has only grown further and further apart. I think.
I also think there is far more awareness of what's going on, and gold coins aren't so much of a gimmick as they were back then. Like the $200 coin was a bit of a it was a bit of a gimmick when it was brought out. A lot of the $10 silver coins are commemorative type coins. So they were done more gimmicky, and we weren't producing larger amounts. Like these days, if they made, when Perth Mint, for example, goes to the government because they are actually issuing legal tender. And as we all know, governments don't just willy-nilly issue legal tender. So they actually, yes, I did say that tongue-in-cheek, they actually have to go to Parliament and say, we're going to produce X millions of dollars of currency legal tender in 2025 or 2026 or 2027. And they get the approval to do it. They have to specify what they're going to produce, which is why you can actually see...
I zoomed in that camera.
Yeah, great shot of my underarm. It's why you can actually see... even the coins that are, I don't know if I should be saying this publicly, coins that are under embargo, you can actually, that are produced by government mints, you can usually find the government paperwork on what they will look like prior to them being released. You won't get photos, but you'll get descriptions on there. So they have to go before Parliament, say we're going to produce X number of these, X number of these, X number of these. It's going to total X millions of dollars. And Parliament goes, stamp, we approve it. And so then they can actually produce that amount. If the government said, well, look, you've got $10 million this year to produce in currency, and they made the value of a kangaroo coin. I should have used smaller numbers because my brain's not functioning. What's $10 million divided by 100? Somebody help me here. It's about 1,000. No, it's about... it'd be 10,000, wouldn't it? No, it'd be 100,000. Sorry, I apologise. My maths is atrocious today. They can only produce 100,000 of those coins. If they make those coins only have a face value of $1, it means they can produce 10 million of those coins. So that's why they've now started going, well, actually, these aren't a gimmick, a very short run. We actually need to produce larger amounts of these. So therefore, we'll reduce the face value far below what the intrinsic value is. So it's pretty unlikely that, particularly in the major mints around the world, it's pretty unlikely that we're going to see a situation where the price of the face value of the coin is going to be worth more than the intrinsic value or metal value of it.
Going back to the square capsules, Aussie Girl asked, are they worth more linked?
In 2 ounce gold, I would say probably not, because I don't think anyone has, like, that's going to take some pretty deep pockets to get, half a dozen of those all linked together.
Unless you go to a drunk millionaire's party, egg them on. But yeah, you're right. But the silver ones.
And the smaller, because you can get
the
them
smaller size, yeah.
1/10, 1/4, halves.
1/10 look really cool
linked together.
In these.
I think they always look...
Even individually, a 1/10 just in a little square cap.
Yeah.
But those we rarely see as well. They do come through, but
we
don't see them nowhere near as often as the round ones or the proof versions.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think... if you talk about some of the smaller sizes or some of the cheaper, there's more competition. So competition, supply and demand is what drives the price up. And so absolutely you will get more for them if they're still linked together. But when you start to get to this size, it's pretty unlikely you're going to have much competition for it, because people aren't going to say, well, wow, I love those 6 that you've got linked together. I'll pay you an extra, $1,000 on top of my 6 is a 36. So we're probably talking $40-something thousand already in gold value.
Interesting one there from Black Coal. Do the creation of Perth Mint coins have a face value add to Australian inflation, essentially printing money? They're probably one of the few that are actually, well, they are the ones that are actually backed by something. Yeah. So it's a lot better than just the notes and normal coins.
It absolutely is. Look, technically, absolutely it does. But it's if you look at Perth Mint's budget for the year of how much they're allowed to produce, it's pretty much a drop in the bucket on how much even one of our banks produces by their fractional banking. So I don't think it's, you're talking a gram in several ton. It's really not having that much of an impact.
Sorry, I cut you off, Alex. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I just want to say sorry. I know there's been a few questions. I've been responding and getting all the numbers that people have put in, so we don't miss.
I only need one or two as an example. That's all.
Okay, sweet. Well, I got them all down. I know. So I'm trying to remember. Okay. Perth Mint chocolates. Any updates on Perth Mint chocolates? I did before the stream though. I did check, and they were still there. So
less one.
Hey,
I had to sample them to make sure that they were still there.
Hang on, wasn't that what I did? Okay, less two.
Less two.
No, less one. I didn't. No. I had my own from.
We do daily samplings to make sure they're okay.
No, sorry, I don't know what's happening with that.
None of us do. We need to come up with something to do with them.
Looking to get into unallocated. If I buy a gram a week or fortnight, will I be able to cash in later down the track for a half ounce or full ounce? Probably
or a kilo.
Common question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the ways, one of the many ways. Mm-hmm. People, build up their savings to buy a lower premium product. So if you're buying a 1/10 or a 1 gram bar or anything like that, you are paying far more on a per gram or per ounce or whichever basis you want to do it. You're paying far more in that fractional size. Whereas if I build it up in grams in the unallocated, you're only ever paying that spot price until you get to a point, where you can buy your ounce or your kilogram or whatever you're saving towards. So it's actually a really good way to do it.
It's a good way to do that. Also, you don't have to in the end convert at all. You can sell back, say price go up and you're like, oh, I'm happy with that. You can just, from the comfort of your own home, computer, car, anywhere with an internet connection or phone connection, during business hours for the phone one. And you can put into sell back. So then you get the spot price of the day you're selling back. So if it's gone up, let's say you bought a gram and now it's gone up $50 over that gram, you will get that back on the day with the plus 50 minus the $1 fee for the selling back the one.
It into cash.
If you're just converting it into cash, so that's two options.
In this example, we're converting it into a product, so you're only paying the premium of the product at the end of the day.
That's right. So you're not paying the extra in spot, or you just make the extra that spot's gone up with, and just minus if it's a gram, it's $1. Yep.
Yeah. Rob Roy, no one knows how much tax you're going to be paying on CGT at the moment. I tell you what, I don't think I've ever seen such a negative reaction to a budget. I mean, we all whinge about increasing taxes and, all that sort of stuff. But I had my whinge last week, so I'm not going to have it again. But I don't think I've ever seen such a negative reaction to a budget and such a visceral reaction to a budget. I'm actually a little shocked that our leadership team in the government is so staunchly defending it. We saw the first crack appear today when the assistant, I think it is, political guru in charge of IT actually admitted that possibly this isn't good for small business. That's the first crack that I've seen in the team that's actually, they've been defending this with their lives and
How many soy lattes did he have before he figured that one out?
That's right. I think they're defending the undefensible or indefensible. I don't know which way around that goes, but it's been an interesting week and a bit for the poor old politicians. You got a feel for them, don't you?
Do you?
Not even a little.
I'm just going to refrain from my thoughts.
Yes, we should run a poll. Who thinks our politicians are wonderful?
You know what? I want to see the names of people then on this poll of who votes for the positive.
That's one we don't need to run, Michael. We should take a look at the wonderful places our bags have ended up all around the world, Michael. We've had a few come through. They won't all be on this one, but yeah, we've had quite a few come through. So let's hit the theme song.
Where in the world is that Bullion Now bag? let's see.
Got it now.
Alrighty.
You missed an argument between Ruben and Alex. One is a few times there is friction in the studio.
All cool. All in
It
fun
was
and games.
just a happy little song in the meantime. It's fine. Anyway, first one.
Let's change the topic smoothly.
First one we had up. It's copying out a little bit because the second photo is actually the one with the bag. You won't be able to spot the bag in that photo, but the second photo gives it away. So bear with me. I know there's not a BN bag in the photo, but where do we think? This is somewhere that I have been.
Cloverleaf.
No. Interesting guess though. I'll wait a second for any of the guesses coming through.
It looks tropical-esque.
Where else?
Yes,
but
it
Queensland.
It is a little bit tricking on that though. It isn't actually as tropical as you would think. Singapore, yeah, a couple of guesses for Singapore. Government House, there we go. We're kind of heading that direction. This is the Sydney Mint.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah,
You been there, Rubes?
yeah. Matt and I took a tour there. We shot a little bit of video there, but it didn't kind of work out. The audio from
Warren
the
died.
tour guide we got was great, but very kind of hard to make a video out of. Next up, we have someone who's been traveling kind of all over the place the last few weeks. So a lot of the ones we've been getting out of Europe, which is a little bit of a hint here, have been from this person. So thank you very much. We have this one here, again on a beautiful lake of some description.
Is that Mostar?
Hey!
Is it what?
It's
in
Mostar.
Bosnia.
In Bosnia.
Yeah.
How on earth did you get that out of that?
Where else would it be, Michael?
Like
Where else would
500
it be?
million places around the
No.
planet?
Got in one. All right.
Yeah, no, and a few other people did as well, apparently. So there you go. Apparently, yeah.
Obviously, I'm the ignoramus in
Yeah,
the room.
I wouldn't have got that one either. So
For a pilot, I thought you'd see a lot more flying over things.
Yeah, it
Michael.
looks more two-dimensional from up there, mate.
we've got this one here. This is a place the BN bag has been before.
Hang on, I want to see a close-up of what he's covering his face with.
Is that Peru?
Well, that is actually the bag because this person didn't have a bag with them.
So he took a photo of a bag.
Yes,
Yes, Peru.
it is
You
Peru.
idiot, Ben.
Peru. Hey, I'm 2 for 2.
You are. You're doing well. It is Peru, Machu Picchu.
What, the walking carpet didn't give it away?
And it is a employee of Bullion Now, who's over there about to head back. If you've been to Pakenham, you may know
But
Ben.
he is an employee. I recognise the legs.
I don't want to know how you recognise the
Those
legs.
white legs. Look at him. Yeah.
They're still white as anything,
I know,
aren't
right?
they?
There's no tan there. He didn't get a tan.
All right, couple more, Michael. This one you'll definitely get, as with everyone else probably in chat. They didn't even tell me. They refused to tell me where this one was because we'd get it straight away.
It's in Österreich, of course.
We are, of course, at the Austrian Mint.
At the, or as I like to call it, the ransom mint.
Yes.
That's right. Oh, dear.
And one more for this week. A bit more of a sober one, but still a cool place to have had a bag end up.
Oh, wow. Good job I didn't make the comment I was going to make.
Also, Senior Ding Dong saying lesser Germany for the previous one out of Austria. And yeah, everyone's jumped on that one. Hiroshima. Yeah, the BN bag in a very iconic place in Japan.
Hang on. So we had an employee that didn't even take a bag.
You can't.
Well, I can't comment because I went on holiday and didn't take a flipping bag with me.
Yeah, no, we
Well,
don't
I went on
have
a
a
working
great
trip.
We don't have a great track record.
Yeah, I'm the wrong one to
didn't you
complain
do-
to, mate.
I did one on the most recent
Yeah, the
trip,
recent
but the
one,
one
yeah.
before I
Yeah,
went
but-
all over the country and forgot to bring one. So
I went to Berlin and forgot it. I went to to Austria and forgot it. I have a terrible track record.
The viewers
on
are
this.
making up for us. Thank you to everyone who remembers to pack a bag for their travels, or at least prints one out and covers their face with it. But yeah, thank you very much. It's always cool to see where they end up. And if you wanted to send one through, email it to live@bullionnow.com.au.
That's LIVE, live@bullionnow.com.
There is still a few, like I said before.
Live at Bullion Now, because that's pretty much where I live, at Bullion Now, 6 days a week, every week.
There is still a few that have come through that I haven't put up yet. So yeah, if you sent one recently, it's probably still on my list. But yeah, very, very cool. There was another Germania product that I was going to highlight. Although this time we actually will be selling them soon, as opposed to the other ones which have just been a bit of a look at this. This is a cool product. This one's actually like we're doing something with it.
All right, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you after we showcase it.
All right.
We're just waiting on LCS to get their listing into gear.
Yes.
Once they've done that, we're going to release.
Yeah,
So it should be sometime. I'm guessing it's too late on Friday now, so it'll be sometime early next week.
Want to do 1 ounce or 2 ounce first?
Well, I've kind of just got a video highlighting them, so we can kind of briefly talk about them if we don't want to actually do the unboxing on stream. But there's a 2 ounce version, a 1 ounce coloured, both in the Numismatic, and then we've got as Bullion Now, we've got the 1 ounce Bullion version coming through as well. But yeah, some very cool coins. A new series for them, following the story of Bodvar Biaki.
Of who?
Yeah, it was one I had to do a little bit of research on.
I'm trying to think of a smart comment. The gears are just not moving quickly today.
But
it's Birdvar.
But yeah, let's take a look at these ones
Old Norse,
a little bit closer.
Sorry?
Old Norse for those playing along.
Yeah.
That's what it stands for. There you go.
No.
I did forget to put the little coin shop logo.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I thought I was going nuts for a minute.
That is super cool.
I think it's
Okay,
brilliant.
and I found this out today, but not since the purchase of a Phantom coin.
Seriously?
Well, yeah, Brett's going to buy these.
Good grief.
Can you believe it?
No, I can't actually. Stunning coins.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of the 2 ounce. It's a high relief, and it's not like and I actually say this on the unboxing, although I don't think I say it very well. They're not doing the high relief like Perth Mint does with the scalloped coin face, and then they draw the picture out within that scalloping. These guys have actually just done the high relief straight off the coin. So if you turn the coin on its side and look down it, you've got all those ridges and mounds and valleys on the coin. It's incredible, and it comes in. I don't think you showed it there, Rubes.
Not in that, no. Have to wait for the unboxing. No, they come in like a really cool, like leatherette, almost kind of. I called it a lens bag, but yeah, a little pouch.
So it's not like a BN bag. It's actually got a base to it, and then kind of. I'm assuming it's not real leather, but it's this kind of leatherette.
PU leather.
Yeah, kind of with a drawstring at the top. It goes. Yeah. So yeah, just fantastic. And yeah, look, full marks to Ruben for his B-roll, but mate, you don't have to work real hard to make those look good.
Yeah,
They are a beautiful coin.
yeah,
So, don't want to take away from Rubes there, but these look sweet.
they're incredible. They're really something up front.
Yeah.
I absolutely want to have at least one of the 2 ounce, mainly the 2 ounce in the shop, just to actually have people be able to take a look at it in person. Because
I think it's a good idea.
Tremendous. But unboxing coming most likely next week, but we'll see. Well, it'll either be over the weekend today or next week. But coming soon. But very, very cool,
As
Germania.
quickly as we can kick LCS into gear.
Yeah,
It's usually us holding up LCS. It's nice to be the other way around for a change.
Yes, it is us holding up.
That's right.
We've got Hogs there. How come you never get any ancient Roman gold coins in stock?
Because we buy back at spot. And, when you start to move into those kind of more collector coins, we do get some collector coins come in. But as a rule, if you've got an ancient gold Roman collector coin, you're not going to sell it for spot.
That's right.
But if you would like to sell it to spot,
you'll get 95% off spot. That's
right.
correct.
Well, GST and all that sort of garbage. No,
and they're not making too many new ones.
No, funny about that. But no, you're talking. It's the same as why don't we get Adelaide pounds in, which are a gold, one of the first gold coins out there. Like no one's going to sell us back a $200,000. I don't think they're actually worth 200. Well, actually,
depends on the condition.
Yeah, I'd have to. I don't actually know where to put that statement at the moment. I need Matt here, but no one's going to sell it back for spot because anyone that has that sort of thing is aware of what it's worth. So and different ways to get rid of them. So
T-Bone, how beautiful are Mexican gold coins?
Very,
especially the 20 pesos and the 50 pesos. They're just they're beautiful.
What happened to the Krugerrand coins that were going to be put up on live auction? They went via email, those ones, not onto the live.
It wasn't.
Yeah, that's right. Because we said if anyone interested, email first, and we did get two. Both.
Yeah, no, we've had those both been taken, but definitely I'm a fan of moving back to the live auctions at some point. We've got the facility on our website. I want to bring it back, but the guy who runs it isn't in today, so I can't hammer about that too much.
Actually, that's the best time to hammer away.
That is true.
To defend himself.
So I'm going to out you here, Ruben.
Yeah.
So Kerry's asking photos and all that sort of stuff. The reason we don't have photos of Ruben on the web is because he's not actually a real person. He's an AI.
And that's it. Technology has gotten very advanced.
Wow, we've got our very own Max Headroom.
That's right. All very good. I heard, the saying, if you don't hold it, you don't own it, which I'm a big fan of.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually changed it. I don't agree with that anymore.
Go for it, Michael. I've heard this one from you and I love it. I think that's the one you're going to say, and I'm 100%.
Yeah, so I had
100% behind.
I had a meeting with a distinguished gentleman about 2 weeks ago, actually, and we were. It was actually a business meeting. We were talking about all sorts of various things that we had to discuss. And partway through it, he stopped me and said, I actually have. I need to declare an interest here. I actually do stack myself. And we hadn't talked to this person because we'd known, I had no clue that he had any of that sort of background there. I didn't know. I'd taken samples with me just in case, because most people don't know what we deal with. So I'd taken some samples to show him. And he was actually saying, oh, look, I declare an interest here. I've actually got some of these, I stack myself. I said, oh, yeah, that's great. And we went back and forth a bit, and he said, yeah, I'm a firm believer in if you can't carry it, you don't own it.
Mm.
And I kind of I obviously looked slightly confused, and he goes, yeah, if you can't carry your wealth, you don't own it. I said, what do you mean? Explain that a bit more. And it was at that point I realised that he was of Jewish descent.
Yeah.
And he said, my family history. There's not many of us left. If I go back even one generation, but particularly 2 generations, there's not many of us. And we discovered very, very quickly that if you can't carry it, you don't own it. and he said that's how my parents got out of Germany, and my father drilled that into me, and I've got gold, and I've drilled that into my kids, and they are adult kids now, and they've got gold. They've bought their own gold, and we continued the discussion quite a bit, and it's actually changed my attitude to a degree. I'm still a firm believer in if you don't hold it, you don't own it. But I think he had a real argument there, and we discussed it. I'm not sure if it was you that said it, Alex, but we've discussed it around the office a couple of times since, and it's the comment was made, it's no use owning a ton of silver. Yeah,
that's right. I was talking to you about
that. If the world goes to hell in a handbasket, you're not going to carry your ton of silver across the border.
Oh, you'll be running in spot.
That's right.
I'm getting very far.
Yeah. So I don't know. It made me think, and I don't think it. In some ways, it was one of those lightning bolts, and I don't get too many of those in bullion these days because I've been around the industry so long. But that was a real. Actually, he's right.
I love the phrasing of it.
Yeah,
I love the phrasing of it because it hit home. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, particularly with you, it would do because you're a bit of a political escapee,
survivor, if you will.
Yeah, with your family history, which we really need to put on film one day.
Yeah,
if you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, when you're comfortable with it. But it's Alex, we did once before. We touched on it because we did a bug out bag special.
Yeah. I still get comments on that, nearly 3 years, 2.5 years later.
Yeah, so that was, if you go back in our history on our website, on our YouTube channel, and Ruben's our AI is trying to find it now as we speak to list it up there. But we did a bit of a special on bug out bags, and we discussed it, and I found it fascinating because I come at the bug out bag theory from I grew up in the bush. So it was definitely there for bushfire reasons. If we had to get out in a hurry because there's fires threatening or potentially floods, I suppose, but particularly the fire in my case.
Get down low and go.
Yeah, well, and you need your bag that can do it. And I tell you, I'm not throwing 50 kilos of silver in my bug out bag. But that's a side issue. I came at it from that perspective, whereas Alex very much came at it with a, as a political refugee perspective of this is my wealth and I've got to get out of here and I may have to bribe my way out of here to get my family out. And I found it fascinating, the different takes that we had and the different things we talked about in bug out bags because of those histories, those family histories and personal histories.
I'd say less bribe and more encourage.
Yeah, okay.
Encourage them to... see things your way.
Yeah. I've actually had that conversation a number of times just lately. It's different things that people have used, or usually their parents have used to get them across the border, or through through border police or whatever you want to call it. And invariably, it has been some form of gold that has been on them, whether it's been a gold chain, or a locket, or a bar, or a coin. Where that is what's,
and you know what? In certain situations and economic times, it doesn't have to be 24 carat, doesn't have to be 22 carat, it can be 9 carat.
Yeah,
but it's there, it's worth something, and
I don't think
I've known people that have used it to save their lives.
Yeah, and I can't think of any. I'm sure someone in the chat will correct me, because there'll always be one example, but I can never think of an example where somebody has said my parents or I or my grandparents had a fistful of local currency and bribed their way across the border. I'm sure it's happened, but invariably everyone that I can think of has come back to precious metal, to gold.
Yeah, normally cash you keep in your passport. So when you hand over the passport and they go, yeah.
So you learn all the tricks of the trade with you, mate.
Yeah. Well, if you can't go to Eastern Europe,
mate,
I'll bring a bit of Eastern Europe to you.
That's why I keep asking Alex for his passport. Keeps handing it over with cash in it.
Yeah, it's it's automatic now.
How do you do that with the electronic scans these days?
That's where you ask for a private room, Michael.
Oh, okay. My mistake. Sorry, mate.
He's a pro. We're actually running towards the end of stream here, if you can believe it. It's almost 4 o'clock.
Wow.
It is.
Wow.
The comment there. Good thing it's 2026 and there's planes and vehicles. If I have to walk 50 kilometers, I'm not carrying anything but water. Throw the gold in the ground and ditch it. I'm going to follow behind that person. There's going to be a bunch of gold laying on the ground.
Well, we talk occasionally about, we had a customer years ago who sold his house, converted it all into gold, into 1 ounce bars, put it into a poly pipe, like a plumber's drain pipe with the screw caps on the end, and buried it in a local park under a tree and disappeared off to Vietnam to see if he liked living over there. And did, I can't remember if it was 12 months or 2 years, but a year or two lived in Vietnam and then came back and decided to move permanently to Vietnam. So he came back to Australia, dug it up and brought it into the shop and literally standing over the counter, unscrewed the cap end and with this pile of gold and said, cash it out for me. I'm leaving the country and I'm going to Vietnam. And we chatted about it and I said, how on earth, I wouldn't sleep at night knowing that not only is it buried in a public place, but I'm in another country away from that. Oh, no one would have dug it up. Yeah, but what if the tree fell down in a storm or something? Like how? But people do it.
Yeah, of someone whose family did that. We're in Romania, escaping communism in Romania, buried it, and then years later, when it all
calmed down,
they went back, dug it up, started new businesses, and that was interesting stories you hear.
When it's discovered, though, you end up with stories like we've had a few times where people are like, oh, yeah, I was, renovating my house and came across this, stash of gold coins. Or there was a pub, I think, in the UK that we were looking at and up in the rafters, someone had stashed, so it is something to be aware of. It'll either end with you coming back and finding it and going, hip, hip, hooray, here we go. Or someone else will have a lucky lottery day.
Whoever bought my mother's house, because my mother was renowned for stashing things in unfindable places, gold, cash, all that sort of stuff. And I know darn well that we did not get it all. So whoever demolishes her house is going to find themselves a nice little stash.
Wow. Hang on, I hope it's not paper notes because they're...
some of them, I'll guarantee you there's paper notes in there.
Wow.
But there'll be all sorts. There's one of your brethren in there somewhere where I saw.
Serb.
Yeah. LOL, the Balkans experience. My partner is Serbian, so we know all about that.
Yeah.
There's a knowing. Yeah.
Say hi to the fellow survivor. Yeah.
Can you get kangaroos cheaper than Perth Mint buybacks?
I don't understand the question.
You used to be able to.
What do you mean? Can we get kangaroos cheaper than buybacks?
At the moment, kangaroos are the
I guess which is the cheapest.
Buybacks are always cheaper.
No. At some stage, I think we ran when we had mass. This is back in the day when we had mass amounts of kangaroos, and we did a kangaroo special, kangaroo special.
Barely remember that.
Yeah, and he didn't. Yeah, so no, that hasn't happened for a long time, and we're just lucky to get kangaroos as buybacks at buyback price. Like just to get kangaroos as buybacks has been a treat recently. So.
We're going to finish off with rapid fire questions. Answer all the questions we can. Try to, make sure we haven't left any question unanswered. So if you were waiting for one or we'd missed it earlier, feel free to ask it now and we will endeavour to hit them all. Any news on the new koala? We still haven't released the new koala. I think we're waiting for them to come through still.
That slipped through the cracks, that one. I honestly don't know what happened. I said this last week. I don't know what happened with the koala. We really dropped the ball on that.
Hopefully still coming through at some stage.
No, it will absolutely come through. I don't know how we missed it. Well, I do. Far out.
A Scottsdale Silver Stackers available soon. No, but there's a Scottsdale Silver product coming through. Is that what you're about to say?
I'm not saying anything on this one.
All right.
We're under embargo momentarily.
Will there be any more 2026 10-ounce silver cooks available?
The silver cooks maybe. I know that maybe. I'm going to fall back on maybe.
I'm not sure what they're saying here. Buy Perth or buy BN for weight. Yeah. What's coming up for sale in the next couple of weeks? We've got the Bodvars that we highlighted earlier. The rest you're going to have to wait and see. That's all we're announcing for now. Any progression on the Hobart Mint?
No.
1 ton kangaroos still on the list these days.
Absolutely.
If we can get one. If we can get the one, I should say. Scottsdale Indian girl rounds. I can't say I've seen those ones.
Not one on my list. I'm going to say no.
Any news on the 10-ounce RCM bars and the Perth Mint Lunar coins?
Vic and I, Ads is away, so Victoria's Ads his backup assistant. And Vic and I were having a bit of a heated discussion about the Perth Mint Lunar coins. I'm assuming we're not talking about the gold ones, we're talking about the silver ones. And I don't know where they've ended up, the half ounce and the 2 ounce. So we're going to chase those on Monday. If you're talking about the gold ones that I mentioned several weeks ago, I got a sneaking suspicion that they've gone, that we actually didn't get them. We're a bit slow off the mark on that one.
Any 10-ounce coins coming through soonish? 1 ounce silver donuts.
Actually,
soon.
can I wind us back to that statement?
Can.
We should have, and please don't come in and ask about them because we actually don't know at this point. But at this stage, we suspect that our 50,000 ounces out of the States is arriving late next week or the week after, although there may be a fly in that ointment that I've only just discovered prior to coming onto here. And that will be a mixture of all sorts of things, probably including 10-ounce bars or coins.
I cannot wait for that unboxing.
It's going to be huge.
Absolutely huge.
I don't think it'll beat the Lunar Series 2.
No, I don't think so either. But so I'm hoping there's all sorts of 10-ounce coins and bars in that delivery, but we'll see.
Silver donuts coming through soon.
We had some recently.
Came and went.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping with the shipping issue not working the other day and allowing a separate invoice to be sent. Thanks, Sean. Thought I was going mad. Shout out to Sean there. Bullion grade George the Third, sovereign of a high grade young head from Jamie Frost, our man in Japan.
What's the question?
I'm guessing, do we have one? Haven't looked through our sovereign stash for a little
How can
bit.
you have a bullion grade high grade?
Wishful thinking?
Very, Jamie. Very.
When is your mum's house for sale, Michael?
It sold a couple of years ago, and if I could have done it, I would have demolished it myself, but I didn't.
Are you aware that the sort by price per ounce is not accurate on the BN site? If you've got one that isn't working as it should be, feel free to let us know via email and we can pass it on to the IT gurus and they can take a look. But
that will be a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah.
Let us know which one.
I would presume it's an issue with an individual product as opposed to the wider, feature as a whole. But yeah, we'll wait and see. Prediction on the gold to silver ratio 12 months from now.
Don't want to make a goose myself. I want to know what it is right
I
now.
was going to say, I thought you were grabbing your crystal ball.
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, Alex and I will keep going while you're looking there if you want. Half ounce Perth Mint gold coins. The only
Half-ounce Perth
one
Mint. Yeah,
would really be Lunar, and so I don't think we'll see many until...
No, unless we get more of the kangaroos in.
yeah.
2026 kangaroos. But they come in, they go out. That's how it's been. Especially with anything in gold under 1 ounce.
GSR, Michael.
GSR, I think people are going to be disappointed. I think the swing's going the other way because we were down around the 50 to 1. It's tracking up. It's now almost 60 to 1. I think we're going to be closer to the 70 to 1, maybe even somewhere in the 70s to 1 because I think you're going to see gold strengthen. I think you're going to see silver weaken. Because of its industrial uses. I think industry is going to cop a bit of a flogging over the next 12 months to 2 years.
It was which do you prefer? That makes a lot more sense. So bullion grade George the Third. It's because it said Ova. It's supposed to be Aura high grade young head sov. Bullion grade George the Third or a high grade young head.
I like the young heads. I'd probably go the young head, actually.
Of which one? What was the other option?
The George III bullion grade or a high grade young head?
High grade young head.
Yeah, I think that's the way I'd go. It would depend on the price though.
I know McDuncan asked this earlier, but Keith is asking as well. Are you guys coming back to Perth and organising another event for the GOAT release of 2027?
I'm going to tentatively say yes.
The greatest of all time release.
Yeah. Neil and I haven't talked about it yet, but going on last year, he was enthusiastic. So I'm playing on that, and I'm respectfully begging Neil, please let us come back again if you're listening.
And what happened? One of the people from there got a job at BN.
Did they?
Yeah.
Who was that? Mark?
Yeah, that tall dude.
Well, I didn't know.
The Shadowcaster. And
That's right.
when he was learning, people were thinking he was part of ASIO or something,
Yeah,
like
that's
federal police standing there.
That's the way he looms. That's why we call him the Illuminati.
Oh, God.
Shout out to Chris and Sylvia on the phones. I don't think Michael intentionally quoted Spanion. If he did, Michael,
Sorry. Well, hang on. Well, go back. What did I do?
you'll have made a comment or whatever, and quoted someone.
Spaniard. I know the reference.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Can someone tell me?
You got to start watching more YouTube videos.
Oh, okay.
Tours around and buys cars, eats food. Yeah.
No.
Goes to hoods. Yeah.
What did I say? All right, keep going.
Michael, can you please have a look at your resume email address? Thank you.
And
There'll be a few
which
there, I
is
suspect.
the resume email address?
What is
Because
it?
we've been using
Resume,
and
HR, admin.
That's the thing.
Beats the heck out of me.
Any news on a Sydney store? No. Any Tiger bars coming through?
I love how he didn't ask me.
I was trying to fill in for you while you were checking the email,
I don't think I can check the email because it's not let. Oh no, it will let me in.
SGI Custom, I still have a couple of the knife blades there. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he likes them nice and blunt, so I try and take my finger off. He's shocking for
Gives
it.
me some good bloopers. Any Western Australia dealers you can recommend or save my dollars till I get back? Those dented ones look real good for weight.
There are a couple of good dealers over in WA, but it just depends on what you're after as to where I'd suggest you'd go. And I'm a little cagey after a smacking I got a little while ago about recommending other bullion dealers in other states. And it's not that I won't do it quietly in the corner if you want to ask me in store, but I got into trouble about, 6, 8, 10 weeks ago when I recommended a dealer in another state. It wasn't taken well by some of the other dealers in in the other state, so I'm going to back off for a while.
Aaron's one there I can see responded to Alex. How often do you get early years of the Cooks as buybacks, trying to get the whole Cook collection?
Well, many times as early as 1990.
Yeah, and we get them in waves. You won't see any for ages, and then you'll
A plethora.
or a plethora even.
Word of the day.
I'm off to Poland in a couple of months. Can you tell me if Germania Mint do tours? Public tours, I would.
No, I actually don't know, but it'd be worth asking. I'd shoot him an email. Tell him you talk to me, and shoot.
Not that you gave permission for it. Let's just.
I'll probably get 4,000 emails now, but shoot him an email and say, hey, look, Michael's
Michael
over at
said on
Bullion
live
Now.
stream.
Michael raves about you on live stream over at Bullion Now there, and he suggested I contact you in the hope of a guided tour.
Will we ever get more John Wick coins?
Don't think so.
In buybacks, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right, I'll give you that one.
I haven't seen them for a little bit, but yeah, they have come through.
Yeah, not many. Only,
yeah.
Not much selling tubes back.
Do resume emails get a response of receiving? Often not. And
often not.
That can be a problem.
But we've got... I'll have a talk to Callie. In fact, I'll send her a message now.
When are you opening Bullion Now at Chuka? I'll let you answer this one, Michael, since apparently I answered for you on the last one.
How did you let that one out of the bag?
Shh. We'll see.
Murray Riverboat Cruise Bullion Ships. How's that?
Sounds good.
That sounds good. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk later.
Does that mean we can do them like when you go on these cruises and they're GST exempt and all that sort of stuff? If
As
we
I
do
said,
a
we'll
cruise
talk later.
down the Murray. because we're between states. Well, you're technically
This
not,
is
I
not
suppose.
tax advice.
That's right.
Actually,
Andrew,
sorry.
give me a call. See if there's a way around
Sorry,
this.
just very quickly, we should try international waters as well.
No,
Anyway,
see, I don't do water. It scares the living daylights out of me. I can do the Murray because I can see the other bank, but
Yeah.
you're not getting me out on a ship in the middle of nowhere.
No GST, Michael. Anyway, international waters. Sorry,
What about platinum? I think this was just in reference to cheap platinum because they were talking about the cheaper by weight stuff earlier.
I actually really like platinum. I'm going to contradict what I just said about silver. I'm starting to like the price of platinum more and more. I'm not. I'm always buying a little bit of platinum because I'm. You call it dollar cost averaging. I call it taking advantage of dips. But I like the price, but I'm not going boots and all on platinum yet. But if it comes back much more, I'm going to start backing up the truck.
And you can run with it a lot better than you can with silver.
Absolutely, you
For
can.
money. Yep.
What's my thoughts on the alchemical series designs I sent in, Ruben? I quite like them. The issue is always going to be actually turning it from just an idea into a real physical product. But it is still. I'll make a promise. After stream this week, I will show Michael so I can at least give you an answer for the other guys for next week. Do you prefer the old Perth Mint 1 kilo bar or the new release? Just like if we're talking the standard 1 kilos.
I prefer the new release compared to the last edition, but I prefer the earlier editions to the new release, if that makes sense.
Have you paid the Perth Mint, Michael?
No, I'm trying to send a message to Callie. I'm trying to pay the Perth Mint, and I'm trying to
And do
participate
rapid
in
fire.
live stream in rapid fire. So I'm trying to do things that males can't do, multitasking.
Yeah. No, it's not for filling in spots for the Brisbane store. Would love to see Gold American Eagles available one day or someday. Any chance of seeing these at some point? Would love to add to my stack in the 1 ounce and 1/10.
All right.
Oh, and will attract GST. Yes.
Wheel attract. We have had them through before. May have a couple in store. I'll put my email in the chat, and then you can email me what you're after, and I'll see if we've got any.
Nathan Boy, hey, glad I can make it to the end of the stream for the drive home. Hope you have a great weekend. You too, appreciate the video you sent through to me. I'm hoping to make it into an educational video at some point. That was a cool one. I haven't brought it up on stream because I reckon it will make a good standalone video.
He hasn't told me about it yet.
No, I haven't. Do you know any of the reasons silver got smacked down late last week?
Yes.
Would you like to share with the... No, okay. Bought a 1/10 platinum cook last week. Very cool. Loaded all my platinum in January. A few comments about platinum there. What are the buyback platinum coins online at the moment?
I'm sorry, I wasn't able to multitask through that last one. What did you say?
What are the buyback platinum coins we have available online at the moment?
Oh, there's a mix of things in there.
Don't see online because that's at the Backham facility. But I know we've got some. We've got some Roos. We've got some other coins and some Credit Suisse, I believe.
Got some bars in, some Credit
Bars,
Suisse. There
yeah.
was a XPT in there. I don't know if it still is.
Yeah.
We actually had a really cool platypus in there, but I don't know if that's still
nice.
there. Look, the buyback's a lucky dip, and you got to treat them that way.
SA Mint products. I'm going to assume that's South Africa and not South Australia. Have we got anything from
Southern Armenia.
That's the one. Yeah, we got anything through from them or going to Kruger and Wise or
Nothing off the top of my head. Just the normal Krugs.
Are there ever any 1/10 silver coins in assay cards? Not something we see really much of at all.
Which ones?
The
1/10
1/10
silver in an assay card. We've had a few 1/10s in the cards. Someone asked
yes,
us about
yes.
that
We've got
last
some. We've
week.
got some koalas at the moment.
No, koalas we had. They came in.
No, we've still got the koalas because it was the.
Hang on, silver. We had the
They're
half
asking about
gram
silver.
gold. We had the half gram gold koalas, but there was some koalas in a 1/10.
on my desk.
Oh, great.
Well, I just put through an invoice for someone today, so I don't think there is on your desk anymore.
Okay.
Why does palladium attract GST? That's a government question. That one.
It's because it. I actually had this discussion with a lawyer recently. It's because it's not considered to
An
be an investment grade
in
product.
Australia.
in Australia. Correct.
Have a great weekend. Could you bring in Spanish gold bullion coins?
Yeah,
We did. It's sunk off the coast of Perth. That's it.
No, they've produced some really nice. There's a cat one.
Yeah, Lynx, I think.
Yeah, the Lynx.
I had that.
Latoro.
Was
because we brought some of those in. This is going back probably 3, 4, maybe even longer years ago. We brought some of those in.
Yeah,
they were
before
hugely
my time.
popular, and I keep thinking we should do it again.
I only ever seen the one I bought was through a buyback. It was a 1/10.
We should do it again. When Edsy's back next week, we should have a discussion.
Yeah.
Address, please, of the business. I'm guessing they're asking. Level 6, 227 Collins Street
I
in
thought.
Melbourne.
Sorry, my brain went to a Echuca. I'm like, huh?
In Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Can you please lower premium on physical gold bullion? I think we have too much. That's why we're sold out. I think we need to up the premiums because, it's a struggle to keep the website stocked at the moment. To visit the Melbourne store, what is the best place to park?
So the easiest
Sydney.
place to park. The easiest place to park is on Flinders Lane, 198, I think it is, Flinders Lane.
Yeah.
It also has an address on Flinders Street, but I can't think of what the number is, but it would be a similar number.
The best way to
a
get
Wilson
through there
car park.
is to Wilson's on, it's called Flinders Gate Car Park.
Yeah.
And it's entry via Flinders Lane. That's probably your best bet.
And if you book on their app, it's
It's like
$20.
$22 all
Yeah.
day long, like all day. And if you don't, for I don't know, half a day, you could be paying about $100. So
Yeah, I'm not sure they haven't capped it now.
I'm
But
not sure.
I haven't parked over there for a while because we've actually got a car park somewhere else. But I used to park there all the time. Use their app. It's the cheapest way to get in there and get in before, is it 11 o'clock? 10 o'clock or something?
Nah.
Yeah, if you can get in there before 10 or 11, something like that.
Kerry, I look forward to seeing that unboxing. I'm guessing they're talking about the Bodvars.
Yeah.
2 from US. Thank you very much. Love watching your videos, Bullion Now. Thank you. Thank you for watching them.
Excellent.
What's the go exchanging a couple of 200-ounce silver bars for small gold lots?
I don't think I've ever seen a 200-ounce silver bar.
No, it's not a common size, so potentially could be a vintage one. So we'd have to check that it was pure and all that kind of jazz. But we'd buy it back. It wouldn't be at spot price because it's larger than 100 ounce. But yeah, whatever we're paying for the 200 ounces at that time, we'd just treat it as something you can then spend on some smaller gold pieces if we've got them at the moment.
Unless it's a couple of like 400-ounce bars. Or 200.
That is,
I'm just wondering.
Let's
No,
say
but the
200
way it
ounce
reads,
silver
it's a
bar.
couple of
Yeah.
200 bars, but yeah.
Yeah, potentially.
If it is a 100-ounce bar, then you will get full spot.
Please bring in European coins. Duncan Rose says, park on Smith, catch tram. It is free public transport for the rest of the for the month, and then half price for
Absolutely.
For next
Or you can catch the train to either Flinders Street, which is at the end of the block, or Town Hall.
Town Hall, yeah.
Which is actually that
across the street.
My geography left me for a moment. It's actually just over there.
Sorry, it's too late in the week. I just got that kid in the ad. My legs went that way and my arms went that way.
So if you catch a train to Town Hall, we are literally across the road from Town Hall.
Can you make a system where appointments can get into the shop more easily, like a link in the confirmation email to click when you arrive?
Actually, it's very easy. You just ring the doorbell. If you're ready, you don't have to QR anything. If you've made the appointment, you just ring the doorbell and say, "I'm here for my appointment," and you go straight in.
I think they're asking at the stage before that they want to make the appointment.
Oh, to make the appointment.
Yeah.
No. To get into the physical
To
shop.
get into
more
the
easily.
shop.
Yeah, just ring the doorbell and say, "I'm here. I have an appointment," and they'll bring you straight in.
The only thing about the QRs is if you don't have an appointment, so then you QR, so then you know roughly you'll know what spot you're in the queue, and two, how many people are ahead of you. That keeps updating live. So, but if you have an appointment, you just rock up to the front door, press the doorbell, and just say, "Hi, I've got an appointment at so and so time," and you'll be let in.
And I'm calling that as the end there. Some thank yous, some wishes for a nice weekend. Thank you, everyone. But that is us for this week's stream.
And yet again, thank you very much for tuning in.
Indeed.
This live stream is all about you, and even though we wander around here,
Talking to me? Sorry.
my wife says to me, "I cannot believe that people listen to you for an hour and a half, rabbiting on about bullion." So she's not the only doubter out there, I suspect.
Not the only Alexander Downer.
Yeah, that's it. But the committed, the important people, they tune in with us, whether it's live and joining in with us, whether it's live and not joining in to the chat,
Or whether it's live, but you came late and you're watching it not live, because I read that in the comment as well.
And any other variations of.
whether you're watching it today, next year, next month, next year, or next decade. We really appreciate your time and the comments that you make afterwards, the comments you make during it, and the comments you don't even make, but you swear at the television while you're watching us because you don't agree.
Or that you make in private when you're in a shop because you don't post online. So thank you for that as well.
Oh, we love that when people come up and say, hey, guys, you know, I don't make comments, but, you know, I watch you and, you know, this you do this really well, but this you suck at, you need to fix it. And, you know,
Really
all those
well. I've
sorts
never
of...
been told that.
Oh,
But
mate, I
anyway,
get that told that all the time. All the time.
No, but it is appreciated because we say, oh, I'd like, what's your username? Because I like to put a face to it. And they're like, oh, I never comment. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, cool. So if you are in that scenario, there's many more that are not commenting than they are commenting. So thank you.
So thank you very much for everything. I'm assuming you boys are both back next week.
Sure am.
Yep.
Yeah, of course. It's Buddha Friday.
Hey, now we're talking. Yeah, so another exciting week next week. We've got the
Bodva.
releasing next week. Assuming LCS gets their butt into gear.
We've got this, if I haven't won the
lotto.
the lotto last
And many other shenanigans that are going on or that go on around this place. There's always something different that's happening or being imported or, the chaos that we create. We will be back next week, same time. So that's 2:30 Melbourne time on the Friday. Gladly bringing you Friday. If you want to stop by the shop, level 6, 227 Collins Street in Melbourne. We do have a store in Pakenham. So it's by appointment only, but I'm hoping that that's going to change very, very soon. But we're not going to talk about that till next week. And obviously you can head over to our website, bullionnow.com.au, or contact us on the phone number, which I haven't read out for ages, but is 1300 87 87 10.
See you next week.
Stay safe.
See ya.